Hello, everyone, and welcome to Minnesota Varsity League's final regular season stream. My name is Thunder McFadden. I am joined by my main man. It is Mr. Skeptor on the microphone, and we are coming at you live with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Skep, I'm excited to get into the night.
Yeah, man, me too. Final day of regular season, folks. You heard my man Thunder say it loud and clear. I mean, it's nothing but divisional playoffs past this day. So we will come to a close for our Smash Bros. Season tonight on this Thursday. I'm excited, man. 4 games, looking to be a banger of a day.
Yep, it is truly going to be awesome. We have, first up, it's going to be the Meta taking on 10 Dub. Both of those players at 4 and 3, and I'll explain more about that later. Dead Maniac versus Owen is game number 2, with both of those players at 5 and 2. So far in the season, Haroon taking on Flourish. Haroon at 5 and 2, Flourish at 4 and 3 on the season thus far. And then Sonic Fusion and Salme there. And the fourth matchup, that is going to be 2 players that are at 3 and 4. Now, let me run it back for you with these statistics here. Game number 1 is 2 players that are tied for 6th in Group C. Game number 2 is 2 players that are tied for 3rd in Group D here at Minnesota Varsity League. Third matchup is 1 player who's tied for 2nd in Group C, and the other one is tied for 6th in Group C. So these are all players that are looking at the state tournament, and they are looking at it as their opportunity to really shine. But this week is going to be pivotal, Skep.
Yeah, you just said it. You listed out the current placements for all of our players that are contending, right, for state right now. And I mean, this is the last day of the, regular season. So unfortunate for them. Whoever takes a loss at those 4 and 3 records today, I'm pretty sure your chances of making it are, really, really looking, not so bueno, as they say down south. But what I will say is that big opportunities come on a day like this. The people that really want to start turning their season right like this, there's no time to turn it around. It is now or never, and it is make that break and start to push forward and into playoffs and state, right? Like that's the big thing that is on the line here, Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely. And with each of these players, obviously, we talk about a couple of losses here and there, right? You trickle those in throughout the season, and now you get to the time where it is basically do or die, right? We're coming up to tournament time, and this is the time to prove where your skill is at and prove that you deserve to be in that big dance, right? We have a lot of players in each of our esports here at MNVL, especially this season, right? We continue to grow and continue to grow each season. So, the competition is even more fierce, and there are only a select number of spots at that big day, right? So,
Right.
now is the time to get in there and prove it, right? You got to win today. And hey, and for some of these players, even if they win today, there might be a couple other little circumstances that have to fall into place
True.
for them to actually make it to that state tournament. So, a lot on the line today. A lot on the line. And
Yes,
all
sir.
of the action brought to you by Torrent. Torrent, they are our title sponsor, not only for Super Smash, but a number of our other esports here at MNVL. They've been supporting us since before they were even going by Torrent. They are incredible. They are amazing. Their continued support for years now of us here at MNVL is so much appreciated. And the players in these leagues that they sponsor are able to play for free because of the contribution and because of that sponsorship from Torrent. So we cannot thank them enough. Their merch is absolutely lit as well. I can't wait to be back in Minnesota, and one of the first places I'm going to go is the Torrent store. Not going to lie. So cannot wait for that as we approach state tournament time, man.
Funny you mentioned that, Thunder. I think we're going to see a whole lot of MNVL folk at the Torrent store because we're going to be at the MOA, Mall of America, folks. That is where our state tournament is taking place, June 4th and 5th. It is going to be all-day bangers with nonstop action from your boys. My man right here, you can see it. That's the Nux going over to Thunder. He got it. I mean, it's going to be me and Thunder live on stage, and it's going to be unbelievable. Big time.
Yeah, it's going to be excellent. It really is going to be fantastic. Now we got which side we're supposed to be on. I like that.
Yeah,
we
got it.
Just the best in the biz, the two of us here, as we have been casting together for, it's been 2 years now. It's been amazing to watch MNVL grow from just streaming, really Rocket League only. Super Smash Bros. Was our second big esport to make it onto the stream, and to not only make it onto the stream, but also gain a following, to gain a big, big following within the state of Minnesota. And within the league. We love to see it. And now, Peach versus Ken. The Meta taking on 10 Dubs. This is very exciting here, Skeptor.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. You know, we haven't seen, or I personally haven't seen much Ken play come out through our MNVL Smash server, but we have seen the Peach before Thunder.
Yeah, most certainly. Most certainly. We have seen the Peach here at MNVL, and as I have said on the stream, my wife loves to play Peach, and she is better than me at Super Smash, and I will admit that. As we get into this game between the Meta and 10 Dubs. Ken versus Peach. Trading position. Ooh, a nice shot there from Peach. Gonna pick up that veggie and huck it right in Ken's face. A nice kick from the Peach as well, and she's just laying down damage on 10 Dubs at this point. 111-95.
Oh, it was great combination skills coming out from the Peach there really early on. I mean, racking up to triple digi now for 10 Dubs and pushing that first stock now. This Peach gonna find it, not quite. Very close though, Thunder. Oh, huge Hadoken.
Yeah, that's a nasty up B, but oh, it's the Toad to the rescue. The down B from Peach will send Ken sailing, and the first stock gone. Now, Peach, though, still here at 110%.
Nice hip check coming out. Really throwing that body weight around on PS2. Peach not afraid to say what's up. I mean, don't forget Toad either, right? Toad can always make that pop up.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's a very quick defense. That Toad is very tough to deal with sometimes when you are out there on the stage. Most certainly. Unbelievable. Now, the meta still has all three stocks, and 10 Dubs here all the way up to 114% on that Ken.
Yeah, this Peach is really finding success, but there it is. 10 Dubs gonna finally find that first stock. But I mean, look at this HP bar, Thunder. So dangerously low to losing his second of the game already.
There's a Hadouken. Will go under Peach as she floats back down to the stage. Another kind of just brutal part of Peach's kit is that she can just sort of float around. Unreal stuff. 2 stocks apiece, 10 Dubs, 166%. That side B gonna miss.
Now Ken having to play this one to perfection. Not gonna happen. Down to his final stock here in the first meeting of these two. 10 Dubs taking on the meta, and right now the meta really, I mean, showing some masterclass on this Peach performance, I'd say, Thunder.
Yeah, really amazing stuff between not only connecting on the essential moves and counters, but also just floating around and kind of dancing around this Ken. There is a side B from Ken that will connect on this Peach, and now 1 stock to 2. Ooh, slamming that Peach down to the stage, and now I like this stage control so far out of the Ken. That's a neutral B. Send it across, Hadouken out of the Ken.
Yeah, trying to control the middle of the stage right now. Ken gonna get pushed back a little bit by Peach now, trying to edge guard. Does so successfully, and the recovery cannot happen because of it. What a play coming out from the meta.
A great stage. And I think I can, from my opinion, watching the meta play this Peach, really had control of the stage throughout this whole thing, Skeptor.
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree. It certainly shows when fighting was going to be happening or not happening, right? Controlling the distance very well. Right here, you see it at the end. I mean, perfect veggie use. The umbrella to spring on back to PS2, safe and sound. That's how the princess, does it, really. Peach really working. And Ken had a couple good moments, but overall, it really seemed like to struggle, getting in and finding his range and getting those combos down.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think when you're talking about the Ken versus Peach matchup, it's relatively even, I guess. But when you're talking about a Peach, especially in the hands of someone like the meta, who's very effective with the space on the stage, it makes Peach, who already has a very dangerous down B, side B, and up B, makes him even more dangerous. Like, those are just the facts. And so we saw right there on PS2, the meta coming out extremely strong, with the Peach controlling the entire stage and getting out of the way when necessary, not allowing Ken to connect on some of those neutral Bs and some of those other things that he very much would have liked to. So Ken Dub at the disadvantage right now by 1 stage. We do not see a switch in the characters either.
Yeah, sorry, but I was going to say, I'm not too familiar with the player, agent pools here, but I'm not too surprised to see him trying it again, right? It's nothing wrong with going back at it, going into game 2. Definitely maybe, thinking about what went wrong in game 1 and trying to start off better here. 55% already for this Peach, much more damage. And look at this, 10 Dubs go.
Yep, absolutely. They're connecting on that side B, racking up the damage. A neutral will hit as well. Good stuff for the Ken. Absolutely working Peach so far across PS2 yet again on this stage. 102 to 41%, 113. Look at him connecting here. Gets out of the way of that Toad. Not going to fall for that one. And Peach is just taking a pummeling right here.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a complete opposite of what we saw in round number 1. You know, 10 Dubs got off to the slower start. Peach was really controlling, finding the distance, but so far it has been all Ken, up 100% about right now. Peach finally turning it back in her favor. The meta has to get something going here.
Yeah, absolutely. The shield comes out, and as they dance around the middle of this stage, Peach, oh man, he will miss on that Shoryuken, but not out of danger yet is the meta. Both of these players smoking. Boom!
Oh, yeah.
Will connect, and now 10 Dubs at an advantage finally in this matchup. Oh, but
wow.
only briefly.
Yeah, the meta gonna even that thing up right back at 2 stocks apiece on her, and full reset here. Going back at it. Let's see if 10 Dubs can stay on that hot hand here.
Certainly gonna try. Wow, that is huge damage. 45% to 9%. Now, Hadouken connects.
Oh my.
89.
Yeah, this Ken's doing an exceptional work right now, Thunder. Like, what a bounce back, right? Normally, we don't see this. Such a solid bounce back after dropping the first round. We might be in for a real series between these two.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. To have a comeback like this, it really shows that 10 Dubs was figuring things out throughout that first stage. Now up a commanding stock here. 10 Dubs playing the Ken to perfection. Meta over there on the final stock. That side B gonna come across. Senpuk Yaku.
Oh, yeah. What a shield. I mean, yeah, like you said, Thunder, really took the time to figure it out. Reading the Peach's moves, it feels like at this point on some of these occasions. Shielding at the proper time, going in for his damage when he needs to. Peach has to really turn it around here. Down a full stock. HP looking pretty brutal too now, Thunder.
Yeah, most certainly. When you're playing against a Peach like this, obviously the meta found a ton of ways to lay down damage on that first stage, but 10 Dubs has gotten it, figured it out here, and the Ken is completely going nuts. 10 Dubs, gonna get bounced off the stage just very briefly. They clash and float back. The Veggie coming out, and it's an up B back to the stage for Ken.
Ooh, good damage. Meta has to be careful now. Any range at this point could be crucial. HP so high.
Yep. Couple of side smashes there, and bam! That will do it. Spike. And boom, 10 Dubs evens up the series, Skep.
Yeah, that's great play coming out. This Ken looking like a whole new beast on round number 2. Meta trying to recover here at the end. You can see on the replay, 10 Dubs closing in, kicks him out, and then follows up with the nice spike, as Thunder put it. I mean, yeah, well played, right? Nothing wrong with that. I mean, from the get-go of that second round, you saw 10 Dubs get off to a very hot start. I mean, almost 70% to really no, return damage in the early parts of that game. And I really think that's what got 10 Dubs off to such a good start and really carried the torch from there to the end.
Yeah, most certainly. And now you're looking at, okay, I think the most fascinating thing right here about this matchup is stage number 1 and stage number 2. Exact same stage, right? The meta wins the first stage by about a stock and a half. 10 Dub wins the second stage by about a stock and a third or a stock and a half.
Right.
Right? I mean, this is really solid competition. And so I love what I'm seeing. I expect a stage change, but I do not expect any character changes because you saw right there, right? 10 Dub goes down in matchup number 1, but comes back and is like, okay, I've figured out how this Peach is looking to attack. I've figured out just exactly what combos are working, and I know how to counter them. So now it's really anybody's matchup. We see it in Rocket League. We see it in a number of our esports, but Super Smash as well is one of the main ones where the competition, they bump themselves up the ladder as they play against each other, right?
Yeah. No, agreed. And I think that, if we see and think about it now, both evened up at 1-1, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of a character switch up here. throw somebody off, but it's not going to happen. Oh, it is.
Oh, no, it is.
Rosalina and Luma.
The
I
other
saw that blonde hair.
princess.
Yeah, I saw that blonde hair, and I just wrote it off.
Yep.
But there we go. The meta trying to switch it up just a tad.
Yeah,
Nothing too out of the box, though.
Maybe going to find a little more range with this Luna getting out in front of Rosalina. Great stuff so far. We're on Kalos. 10 dubs taking on the meta. But meta, oh, wow, losing a stock already. This is a brutal start.
Yeah, man, not the start you want to have. Really good look for 10 dubs, though. Coming right back out, staying on that hot hand from game number 2. Trying to continue to have success here early on in the third match. Oh, wow, good damage, though.
All of that damage done from Rosalina, Luma, the meta. Now finding a way against this Ken. Getting back to the stage. Oof, gonna miss on that. But now, Luna going out, doing the work.
Yeah, not the tankiest of character, though, so has to be careful with this Ken getting up and closing the distance on her, right? Like, that's the biggest threat here, but good follow-up damage now. Really has to find a stock here, though, to get back into this for the meta, and he does.
Right when you say it, Skeptor, as if you called it right before it happened. Beautiful stuff. And now even up that too. But the meta is sitting there at 64, now 68%, Skep. And on a character that I feel like is not necessarily as comfortable as the Peach.
No, and also lost the Luma there. You saw him fall off the edge. I don't know. There he goes. Finally back onto the stage. The meta has to be really careful, though, Thunder. You said it, right? HP already pretty high on this second stock, trying to chip away at the Ken here and see and what the meta can find back.
Yeah, absolutely. 61% now to 78%. 10 dubs has evened this thing up. Or rather, the meta has found a way to even this up against Ken, who got out to a hot start. 93, now almost a triple digits. There we go. The side B will connect, but then the meta going to just trade positions with 10 dubs.
Yeah, good usage here. Going to get grabbed. I mean, very dangerously high on this HP bar, though. One more connection could be it. Pushing him to last stock. 10 dubs trying to close out and doing so nicely right now.
Yeah, it's a roundhouse kick to the dome, and the meta sent sailing off the right-hand side of that stage. 10 dubs at 80%, but ahead by a full stock here in this matchup. This is stage number 3 between the meta and 10 dubs. As we said before, both of these players tied for 6th in Group C of our SSBU competition. Back to the stage is 10 dubs, but cannot get through that shield. The side B will connect, though.
Yeah, and good damage here on to 10 dubs. But still, I mean, you know, gonna have to play it almost perfectly for the meta, right? You're already high up on your last stock. You got 10 dubs at 151, though, Thunder. I mean, such a high HP mark. It's crazy that this Ken's still in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now the meta finally gets that Luna back. 171% for this Ken. Ooh, boy. And now struggling a little bit for position. That's a nice side B back to the platform. Has to do some work here. 180% now. Oh, but sent sailing 1-1.
And 85.2% is going to be the HP starter for the meta. Going to have to really find some early combinations here and not let Ken touch them.
Yeah. Yeah, most certainly.
Doing good, though, sir.
Yeah.
Early.
Look at this. Finding some damage. Solid stuff.
Good shield.
Ooh. This is still anybody's stage, Skep.
Yeah, but losing the Luma, that could pay dividends here for 10 dubs. Trying to push forward and get aggressive right now, Thunder.
Yeah, most certainly. Oop, jumping in. There it is. Oof. Gets sent sailing off the side of the stage, though, and now it might be about positioning. Ooh. Oh, cannot. Nair back to the stage. Oh, there's a side B. Gets him back. That is good stuff.
Oh, my goodness. The meta could do it. Very close right now, Thunder. Could go either way between these two.
Most certainly. Everybody at triple digits. This has gotten super intense. Luma coming in to the rescue there. Oof. The up B will not connect.
The grab is in.
Wait. Ow! And there it is! Turning it around. The meta coming out with the dub.
What a comeback victory for the meta in game number 3, Thunder. I thought 10 Dubs had it, right? I mean, it certainly had the serious advantage, but the meta turned it around with some exceptional early chipping that we were talking about. I mean, didn't get touched for at least 70% of Ken's HP, right? Like, did a great job at maintaining distance and keeping that Ken at a range, not allowing him to close up and do what he wanted to do. And I mean, that was exceptional play from the meta in game number 3.
Yeah, it certainly was, right? And that Rosalina Luma, right? When you have that additional range and that space that you can create with Luma, right? It ends up being too much for Tendub. And
Yeah.
now up 2-1 in the series. It is now series point. And if the meta can pull out another solid performance like that, it's going to be over for game number 1.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, that's what we're looking at now going into this next one. If 10 Dubs can't get back onto the right track here in game number 4, it is looking like a 3-1 series victory going the way of the meta. So we're going to have to see, does 10 Dubs switch off that Ken? I mean, I don't know. The Ken seemed good, right? Definitely had an opportunity to close out and take the series lead 2-1 in that one. So 10 Dubs going to be shaking his fist at the result of game number 3. But, right, I mean, it's got to be quick bounce back time. And it is a switch up. It's meta going to the Meta Knight.
It's Meta Knight. I love Meta Knight. Awesome. All right. Well, let's get into it. Ken v Meta Knight now. Meta Knight gonna try to fly back to the stage. Gets hit with that Hadouken 2 times, call it. And 10 Dubs laying down some early damage on this Meta Knight.
Yeah. Interesting switch up. I'm kind of curious to see how Meta Knight will work for the meta here, right? We don't see Meta Knight too often on Ultimate. I don't know if it's because the character's just not as good as he used to be or what, but he used to be a classic, right? Like, this guy's been around.
Yeah, certainly has, some solid recovery. It's a pretty strong side B, but some of the moves are hard to master, right? And there you go, getting taken advantage of on this stage and losing a stock early is the meta, right?
Yeah, that is the case. 10 Dubs. I mean, 10 Dubs has been off to the hot start, though, the past 3 matches now, I would say. Even though the meta came out with the win last map, I would still say that 10 Dubs came out with the better hand in game 3. Definitely could have put that one away. And now doing a great job, though, here, Thunder, in game number 4. Series life on the line, you got to bounce back here.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly, but the meta finding solid positioning on the stage and as well on the stage. Wow.
That was
beautiful,
sick.
Beautiful. I can't remember if that's a down B or not, but that beautiful just swapping positioning and sending Ken sailing. 2 stocks apiece now.
The meta going to have to show us that defense that we saw on the Rosalima from last game. Already up to 99. Make it triple digit now, Thunder. This could get tough.
It most certainly could.
Gonna SD. So now 2-1, I guess. Didn't want the smoke. 10 Dubs is laying it on this Meta Knight right now.
Yeah, certainly is. 2 stocks to 1. Percentage is about even here on PS2. The meta trying to win now with a 3rd different character in this matchup. Will he do it with the Meta Knight? The drill is going to miss, going to go straight under that Ken, and now gets hit with one of those Hadouken. A beautiful neutral B out of 10 Dubs. These two just dancing here at this point.
Yeah, showing who's got the best moves on the dance floor. And right now, I mean, the meta trying to come back down a stock here. 10 Dubs, big opportunity to push this to game 5. Oh, and a huge spike.
Oh, it is a massive spike off the bottom of the stage, but Ken not having any of it. It's a dome kick. Boom.
Yeah,
the meta
sayonara.
We're going to 5.
I like that effort out of the meta, though, to go down there, find that stock, get the recovery in. But, it took so much time for him to flat back up to the stage. 10 Dubs going to take advantage, come on down, and, give him that roundhouse. I believe. Might not have been, but, every Ken kick feels like a roundhouse, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Guy's kicking champ.
Yeah, really solid. And then the meta getting back to the stage there, it took a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
it looked
Yeah.
like. So, I mean, a lot of factors there, but a good solid win from 10 Dub. And like I said, taking it to game number 5, Skep, that is huge.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised to see us at 2-2. This has been a back and forth series. Both players have had good looks, but for what feels like 3 games in a row now, 10 Dubs has been in control, right? Like I'll keep going back to it, right? The mystery game was that game 3 that we had where the meta came out at the end because of perfect play, really, on that final stock is what it was and what made the difference. So if the meta wants to come out and make a statement here in game 5, I got to see a stronger start for the meta Thunder because it's been 10 Dubs the last couple games in a row.
It really has been. And, even though the meta did take one of those games, one of those stages off of 10 Dub, it still was 10 Dub with the hot start. And now the meta with a fourth. Count it, a fourth character on the stage. It's Incineroar in game number 5. The meta must be confident here because it's game number 5. You got nothing after this.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to Doa GG. His favorite Smash character has been locked in. It's the Incineroar for the meta. Wish he was here to experience it because I don't think we've almost ever seen Incineroar Thunder.
Yeah, we really do not see much Incineroar at all here at Minnesota Varsity League. Seeing it now, but the meta is going to have to do big stuff here to take out 10 Dubs, who has found ways, just has continued to find ways to get after the meta. Approaching triple digits on both sides. That's huge.
Wow.
And the meta taking a stock off of 10 Dubs.
And that's what the doctor asked for. Give me the juice. Yeah, and the answer right back from 10 Dubs. I mean, it wouldn't be a game 5 if we didn't have an even matchup, folks. And these players going back and forth right now. I mean, let's hear the hype in the chat if you can. This is nutso performance from both players right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So even. And here we are back to PS2, where we started this thing and where we will end it as well. Ken on the inside. Nice switch of positioning, but taking a bunch of damage from this Incineroar. The meta. Oh, tries to connect. There's a side B, solid one from Ken.
Oh, yeah.
That side B will answer, though.
Oh, yeah.
Stock.
Dude, the meta's been looking like an absolute beast on this Incineroar Thunder. It has actually been a viable switch up, I would say. This is one of the most comfortable lock-ins we've seen, it feels like.
Yeah, it really looks, I mean, just picture perfect and laying down an absolutely massive amount of damage in every single moment is the meta. What on earth?
My.
As 10 Dubs now nearly at 100%, this Incineroar is just whooping.
He's bullying him in there. I mean, this is Incineroar's ring. It is on PS2. Ken is a foreign invader here, and right now, that might do it. Woohoo, this is close, Thunder.
It certainly was. Oh, there's a solid Shoryuken, which will connect. Good stuff for 10 Dubs, but there it is. Bam! The meta taking the win and winning with not one, not two, call it 3 different characters on the stages tonight.
What a sick game 5 at the end. I mean, going into it, in the end, it takes all 5 to separate these two, but I mean, it was necessary. Both players finding success here, but game 5 was all the meta. All the meta. I mean, in game 1, it was all the meta, and to close out the series, it was all the meta, right? I mean, it was really 10 Dubs who was controlling the middle parts of the series, Thunder. But I mean, you look at those games 1 and 5. We went back and watched game 1. It was really the meta, right? I mean, that Incineroar performance was huge, almost as good as his game 1 Peach.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, fantastic.
If not better, probably better, honestly.
So obviously, right, the meta finding not only promise with one character, but multiple characters, right? Seeming to have an answer for everything. And when you can switch characters in that way and play that well, right? I mean, that will throw off your opponents 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not coming consistently. You are coming with something new and something fresh. And if they're staying with the same individual, like, we saw today, 10 Dub played great on the Ken, but had to face so many different things.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough at the end of the day. It comes down to how well you have mastered your one character that you play. And, if you know the matchups by heart. But at the end of the day, when you're getting these kind of different looks, I mean, 4 different looks in the same series, that has to be a tough night out for anybody. I don't think we've seen that many switch ups in a while. So, my hat is off to the meta and he earned it. At the end of the day, you can kind of get clowned if it doesn't go your way, right? You don't get the roll at the end of the day. But if you come out with the series, it ends up being the big brain plays, right? So the meta definitely coming out with those mind games. And I mean, it gets the tip of the hat tonight, Thunder.
Most certainly. Found a few times that he was down, but definitely never, ever, ever out in this matchup. So great stuff from the meta. GG's to both of these players, but it is the meta coming out with dub number 1 of the evening. And everyone, when we come back from this brief break, we will be seeing Dead Maniac taking on Owen. And this is sure to be a banger of a matchup. Both of these players sitting at 5-2 when we return.
Oh my god, you're so gone. Sorry, I had to. Drop me! That's one! Flash! Kill another! One! Kill them all dead! Back up. Flash on you.
Is this thing called jazz?
Playing a little bit of the neutral here.
Come out big time to stage Quam, out the knee gunner, and how to use the stage. Sitting at 177, but there you see a Cappy
Holding on here.
so hard to tell. So good, and now Rosa bottom of legal play area. Great stuff, but this
A character like Lucina on stage.
stage Greeny gonna come over and get a couple of swipes between the shield breaker and the
No, just there.
everyone, and welcome back to Minnesota Varsity League's Thursday night stream. My name is Thunder McFadden. I am joined by my man, Mr. Skeptor. Skep, game 1 is in the books, and now we are on to game number 2. Possibly, some of the higher stakes on the night in this matchup. It is Dead Maniac taking on Owen, and both of these players sitting at 5-2.
Yep. I mean, we mentioned it. You mentioned it at the start of the broadcast. These players are both tied for 3rd place, I believe, right now in Group D. So serious implications on this matchup, right? You're either improving, staking your claim for maybe a 2nd place finish at the end of the regular season. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. If you lose here, you're looking at 4th, 5th, maybe even 6th, right? Probably 4th or 5th, though. I don't think you fall too far down the list at 5-2. Pretty solid at 5-3 still. But I mean, you're definitely not going to be top 3. And to be top 3 is a huge advantage moving forward, right? You're going to be playing a lower ranked opponent to start out your journey. And I mean, overall, your journey is just, it is less hard work if you finish higher up in the caliber of seeds. So always looking for that higher placement, right, Thunder?
Yep. Yeah, most certainly. Most certainly. For those of you in Minnesota, and I am from Minnesota, if you ever played King of the Hill on a giant snowy hill when you were kids, all you did was you tried to clamber over each other to get to the top of the hill, and you're slipping and sliding and you're clambering and you're just trying to make it happen. And that's basically exactly what this type of competition is. There are so many players that are so good at the game, it is like a bunch of all of us in our snowsuits trying to climb to the top of the hill, right? So, and I want to make, again, putting these things into perspective. Both of these players, as we said, they are tied for 3rd in their group.
Yep, 3rd.
Okay, tied for 3rd at 5-2. I don't want to jump ahead too much, but as we move to matchup number 3, we'll be looking at Haroon, who is at 5-2, tied for 2nd in Group C. Flourish at 4-3, tied for 6th in Group C. Now, let's say Flourish wins that matchup. Those two are now dead even on their rankings. Then you have those two who are even with whoever loses this game right here. All of those even records right there in the middle. Absolutely insane stuff as we get into it here. Dead Maniac taking on Owen. Let's get it, and it's Smashville.
Dead Maniac busting out the Fox to start out the evening and taking on the Link.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I think this is a solid matchup. Two very quick players playing some pretty quick characters. Foxfire back to the stage as Dead Maniac. Gonna try to find some range. We know Dead Maniac loves to play with projectiles, loves to be hucking things across the stage. He does it all the time. But right now, at a slight disadvantage, 31% to 85.
Yeah, I mean, Dead Maniac doing what he can early, but so far it seems as though Link has gotten off to the better start, but late on the recovery gonna cost him. And Dead Maniac finds the first stock to start us out here in game number 2.
Yeah, just unfortunate, maybe a missed input, an unfortunate SD, however it happened, but now Owen down by a stock. Not for long, though. What a slash there to send Fox just a sailing.
Yeah, that was good work coming out of the Link. Evens up the score pretty quickly, and now trying to push forward and pressure Dead Maniac. But it's good work coming out of the Fox, Thunder.
It certainly is. This Fox now connecting on a ton of stuff. That blaster working for Dead Maniac, flashing across the stage, getting behind Owen, and bam, sends him sailing. Another stock goes the way of Dead Maniac, and now Owen sitting on his last leg.
That was sick work coming out of Dead Maniac, really putting this Fox speed to work. Combinations coming out to perfection there. And now trying to continue. Owen's got to find some way to get back into this. Down a full stock now, Thunder.
Yeah, Dead Maniac just making such good work of all the things available to him. Between the blaster, the reflector, every single thing that he can do with this Fox. He's making it happen, jumping long and away over those boomerangs. Getting in, but takes one there to the face. It's going to take more of that, though, if Owen is going to get back into this thing. Now, desperately off the stage, getting back to it, but, there, finds at least a little bit of something.
Yeah, trying to, edge control here. Owen going to kick him off the side, but still an entire stock up for Fox here. I'm not sweating Dead Maniac's chances too bad right now. You know, he's sitting pretty good.
Certainly not, because every single, I mean, they really are going blow for blow here. So it's only a matter of time before something like that will connect for Dead Maniac, and he will take stage numero uno.
There you go. I love a good Fox performance. I mean, it's clean gameplay. It's fast. It's tough to deal with, and that's what Owen experienced all in game number 1. I mean, it was really solid play coming out from Dead Maniac.
Yeah, it
and
was.
I think that SD, sorry for cutting you off,
No,
but
you're
that
good. Go ahead.
SD came back to pay. You know, that was the real difference maker. It felt like, especially in a matchup where these players are tied for third, right?
Yeah.
A crucial mistake like that could surely throw the game for a skew.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm glad I'm glad that you did say that, because you're right. You know, Dead Maniac just coming out so strong, and when you have an SD like that, when you do, I mean, whether it is, again, I said it directly while it was going on, whether it's a missed input, it just is bad positioning, or it was something potentially the Dead Maniac did to get Owen out that far. Either way, when you're losing a stock at, I can't remember, it was 50 or 60%, maybe slightly more than that. That right there not only gives an on paper advantage to your opponent, but what does it do to you mentally, right?
Right.
How quickly can you recover from that? Because it is hard to just like fall and be like, no, did that to myself, right?
Right.
Owen, not
Agreed.
going to switch, but Dead Maniac been playing a bunch of me brawler lately, and we love to see it.
Yeah, and it's coming out now. The me brawler for Dead Maniac. We'll have to see. So far, though, Link keeping his distance.
Yeah, I like to see Dead Maniac switch things up, especially with the me brawler. I know he likes to play the me brawler and likes to challenge himself on a character that doesn't make such use out of the projectiles. And now here you see it, getting in and doing a bunch of damage to this Link. 80 to 74%. That boomerang is going to connect.
Yeah, that boomerang doing some work for Link. Using that for a lot of his openings on these engages. But Dead Maniac up to triple digit very early here, Thunder.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
What a turnaround. My goodness.
What on earth out of Dead Maniac? I thought he was done.
Full of surprises, man.
Always. Dead Maniac, such a stellar player, and always has been here at Minnesota Varsity League. You'll love to see it. And now still surviving with 3 stocks. Owen putting up a fight here. Nice boomerang.
Has to find this first stock on Dead Maniac before he takes too much more free damage. Oh, that's good work coming up from Dead Maniac. Good spike too. Dead Maniac is on fire.
Goodbye. Oh, that was just an absolutely brutal one out of Dead Maniac with this me brawler. And now Owen down to the final stock. Dead Maniac, how is he still up at $172? Woo! Wait.
Man, yeah, this is nuts. Oh, play coming out of Dead Maniac. I mean, look at that HP bar, 182 and climbing. I'm losing my mind over here, Thunder.
I know, and it's just the shields are so perfect. Finally, that first stock will go. But Dead Maniac, just out here to prove something. Out here to prove something today. Playing lights out. 66% now as this me brawler is doing work. Oh, 2-0 here. Ouchie.
Yeah, Owen struggling. Triple digits. And this me brawler is not showing any signs of slowing down. Dead Maniac hunting for a 2-0 series lead and trying to push things to match point.
Yeah, certainly gonna try to make something happen here with an absolutely solid lead. Dead Maniac has got to be sitting just feeling good right now, all the way up on that top platform. We'll swing back down, gets thrown, and ooh, that's a nice combo from Owen.
Yeah, Good range play from the Link, trying to find it here, but it's the reversal once again from Dead Maniac. And whether it's the offense or the defense right now, Thunder, it just feels like Dead Maniac has that lead step. Finding the first strikes. I mean, the shield play was played to perfection there at the end from Dead Maniac, blocking the boomerangs, blocking the kicks, whatever it may be. I mean, Link just couldn't get in up close.
Yeah, really could not. And so much of what Link is trying to do is combine the projectiles in the range and that with getting in tight and using that sword to lay down some more serious damage, right? But Owen just not able to find that rhythm in the same way that Dead Maniac did. I think that was the biggest thing, was Dead Maniac finding a rhythm no matter where he was on the stage and no matter what position he was in, finding a way to just get back in. And we continue to say it, chip away at the damage, right?
Yeah.
Do it, and do it methodically and make it happen so that your opponent has to react instead of act, right?
Yeah. I mean, in just alone in that second game, we saw Dead Maniac go up at least 2 full stocks, right? So got off to such a good start. And now, do we see a switch? No, it's Owen sticking to the Link, but it's Dead Maniac now going to his Me Gunner. And this, you've said, Thunder, is like his favorite.
Yep.
I mean, one of his go-tos.
We have seen so much unbelievable SSBU play out of Dead Maniac, and the Me Gunner. I was almost sad that we hadn't seen him yet, but now here we have him, Dead Maniac on the Me Gunner. It's that Sans, as we are so used to seeing, just blasting away at Owen. But Owen keeping step here pretty well on this stage number 3.
Yeah, doing okay so far. Dead Maniac trying to get back into his Me Gunner shenanigans, and now here we are. Now he's finding it.
Sure is.
It just takes a little bit of feeling out sometimes when you get over to that new character, but I mean, right back to it. The second he finds that rhythm, it is lights out for Owen, is what it seems like, Because, man, I mean, he went from 0 to 100 real quick right there, Thunder. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep, certainly did. And I mentioned it while we were on the break before this stage. Rhythm. There is just a method to every bit of Dead Maniac's madness when he plays the Me Gunner. Everything is in sequence, the combos are nasty, and he always just has a way of finding his way everywhere on the stage. Exactly where you don't want to be if you're his opponent.
Yeah, Dead Maniac certainly doing well here. Reminder, it is match point for Owen. He has to bounce back and come through proper here in game number 3 and get one on the board.
Oof. Yep. 144 now. Dead Maniac. Oof. That is a solid bomb from the Link and sends Dead Maniac sailing. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's Link saying, I have projectiles too. So, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. And it's explosives on both sides. You can't play with that AoE, Thunder.
Nope, you cannot. And now Owen giving Dead Maniac just maybe a little taste of his own medicine there for a brief moment. 2 stocks apiece. Dead Maniac v Owen, and it is match point here, everyone.
Yeah, match point indeed. And Dead Maniac pushing it to the potential last stock of Owen in this series, managing to stay alive, but these nades are going right over his head until it lands. 1 stock now left on Owen.
It's so brutal. The way that Dead Maniac throws those grenades, it's just so... Like, what do you do? How do you ever get back to the stage against a player like this? How?
I'm not even sure. That is a question that it still needs to be answered here.
Yeah. And here you go. Look at this sequence. Owen sending out the bows and arrows and the boomerang, none of them quite connecting, whereas Dead Maniac is just dropping knowledge. It is just every single projectile is either in range or on the point. Boom!
Huge.
Goodbye!
Huge stuff coming out of Dead Maniac I mean, a 3-0 very cleanly. And I mean, this is a dangerous performance to see Dead Maniac putting up right around state time, right? Like, this is a serious competitor in Owen. No jokes on either side on the records. Both players coming in at 5-2, and Dead Maniac able to improve to 6-2 after that impressive 3-0 Thunder.
Yeah, a very impressive 3-0. Now, and that is not to discredit Owen at all. I was watching that highlight just right there at the end. And there's a very impressive boomerang that comes in and hits Dead Maniac from kind of a strange angle. Okay, even just in that highlight right there. So Owen, I mean, has got the moves and has got the skills to range someone out. However, when you're going up against a player like Dead Maniac who plays that me gunner to perfection,
Yeah.
you're just going to get outranged and you are just going to get toyed with on the stage. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, I mean, who have we seen Dead Maniac struggle against? Like, maybe the Sonic out of T-Money, or
Yeah.
maybe like, your Phantoms or some of those players, but still,
It's
Dead
a rarity.
Maniac showing up and showing out here on stream. We see
Yep.
it time and time again.
Yep. It is a certified MNVL classic right there. Dead Maniac showing up and having a day on the broadcast, folks. We love to see it. We love to have him on the streams. And, we still have 2 more series ahead of us. So be ready when we are back after this short break. Grab your snacks, grab your drinks, stay hydrated, whatever you need. Take care of your business, because MNVL is going to be right back after this short break.
Playing a little bit of the neutral here.
Has come out big time to stage Quam, out the knee gunner and how to use the speed, sitting at 177. But there you see a Cappy
Holding on here.
so good, and now runs a bottom of legal play area. Great stuff, but this
A character like Lucina on
stage Greeny gonna come over and get a couple of swipes between the shield breaker and the
no, just there.
everyone, and welcome back to Minnesota Varsity League's Thursday night stream. This is, in fact, as we mentioned before, the final regular season stream here of this season of MNVL. My name is Thunder McFadden. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Skeptor. Skep, moving in to game number 3. Game number 2 was a banger, and Dead
Yes,
Maniac
sir.
coming out with a very, very, very convincing dub. Now, we move into game number 3, and this will be our final game of the evening. Haroon v. Flourish, and as we said, major stakes in this matchup as well.
Yeah, 5-2 record for the side of Haroon and a 4-3 record for the side of Flourish. So a must-win game, I'd say, for Flourish. Haroon technically can sack this one. Definitely doesn't want to, right? Nobody wants to lose. So Haroon going to be bringing it in with his all. But on the other side, right, it's like when one man this is a funny analogy that gets thrown around a lot, right? So let's just say Haroon's the man that's waking up in the nice silk sheets. And our man Flourish on the other side, he's waking up. It's the twin bed, mattress on the floor. I mean, he's getting out of bed. He's grinding right now. Yeah, it's a sleeping bag, man. He's out in the woods, right? He does not have that lavish luxury of that 5-2 record. So he's going to have to come into this with everything he's got, right? Season's on the line tonight for Flourish. So big games, and definitely going to have to come in with a bang.
Yeah. Well, and I think you said it perfectly right there. We'll definitely have to come out very, very strong. And we go to, again, these records and also what they mean. Haroon at 5-2 is tied, I believe, for second in that group.
Yep, tied for second.
Flourish, who is only one game away. 4-3 versus 5-2. But it means that Flourish is tied for 6th.
Yeah,
that
it's crazy.
Is a major, major distance between the two, and they're only separated by one game. So yet again, we see there are so many factors that lead into how you make your step into the state tournament and into the big dance to try to win the whole thing. Right? And it starts now for both of these players. This is we said it before. We will go ahead and say it again. Do or die time for these SSBU youngins.
Indeed, Thunder. Time to nut up or shut up. Flourish bringing out the Byleth, and Haroon-chan bringing out the Lucina. Haroon-chan being obviously Haroon. Let's not make things harder than they have to be.
Yes, indeed. Getting after it here yet again on PS2. The Sword Fighters get down to it, everyone.
And pretty back and forth between the two here to start things off.
Yeah, it really is. Really, really is. Flourish, I like the start. Ooh. Taking a ton of damage there, but then sending it as well. 97% to 69%. Who will take the first stock here in game number 1? Is it Flourish? Is it Haroon?
Now we see, it is really back and forth. If Flourish could come through and find this first stock, that would be such a big start in this series. A must-win series, right, for Flourish. We talked about it. 1 game separation, but it's 4 spots on the rank standings.
Yes, it is. Ooh! First stock goes way of Flourish. And you know what, Skeptor? We said, if Flourish wants to get into this thing and wants to try to save the season, that's a great way to start.
Yeah. For real. Haroon playing it out here. Fallen in the first stock, but Flourish getting off to the start that he needed, and now getting some nice extra damage onto Haroon here, Thunder. This is the kind of tenacity that I was talking about, right? When I was trying to give that silly analogy. Haroon-chan, sitting okay, gonna be all right after this, but Flourish knows that it is on the line in this series, Thunder.
Yeah, certainly is, and Haroon playing a really decent Lucina here, but struggling as Flourish always seems to have an answer. Also here has position on the stage, or at least did for a moment. Now getting back on the inside of Haroon is Flourish, and at a dangerous 185%, still finding a way to survive.
Yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous that Flourish has not lost a stock. Finds a second one as well. What kind of nonsense is this, Thunder? 193.6? That might be the highest HP bar we finally goes away, but that got up to 206. I'm shaking my head over here, Thunder.
Yeah, it's pretty absurd. The survivability that we're seeing here out of Flourish. I mean, gives them the advantage, right? That's huge. And when you're a game down on your opponent, this is a perfect way to try to take a stage number 1. Flourish at 62%, Haroon at 43. Boom. Snapping away at that Lucina. Flourish playing absolutely lights out here.
Yeah. I mean, Flourish, this is the kind of start that the coach would be patting you on the back for and saying, great play. I mean, really shows up right now. Up a full stock. Haroon finally going to even up the score, but for an even score, you're down 70 to start it out. 81 now. Big opportunity for Flourish to sneak out game number 1 here, Thunder.
Yeah. I mean, again, fantastic work. Here, Haroon has a chance to get back into this thing, though. 1 stock apiece. Boom! There it is. Flourish takes stage number 1.
Absolutely huge that was. I mean, you know, and if Flourish is going to find an upset victory and really shake up the standings, you got to start the series hot and you got to come out and find game 1. And that's exactly what Flourish did here, Thunder. Big performance tonight to start out the series.
Yeah, I think, you know, and these 2 characters being relatively even, but that Byleth seeming to be able to find a little more range and a little more survivability on and off the stage.
Yeah, that sword whip nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, huge stuff though. Thunder, you know what time it is. We got to do it once a stream, folks. One of the best teams in the big leagues. We're talking MLB. We're talking Minnesota Twins.
That's right.
As a proud sponsor of the MNVL, the Minnesota Twins would love to see you at Target Field, folks. That's why every single live stream, the Minnesota Twins are going to be giving out a pack of 4. That's right, I said it. 4 tickets to a future 2022 regular season home game at Target Field. A few restrictions apply, but if you would like to get entered in on that giveaway funness, make sure you put a hashtag GoTwins in the Twitch chat, folks. Hashtag GoTwins, and we can move forward accordingly, and you can maybe get your hands on some Twins tickets.
That's right. That's right. And how fun would that be to go to a ball game with your family or your friends or whatever, right? Awesome stuff. Always fun out at the ballpark. And thank you again to the Minnesota Twins for their sponsorship. Skeptor, an amazing stage number 1. Great work out of, I mean, Flourish to come out that strong up against Haroon, who we've seen on stream before, and Haroon is no slouch, is very, very good at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And so Flourish commanding stage number 1, but we have seen things fluctuate throughout, and a little bit
the
of
Roy
switch, though.
Yeah, Haroon switching to the Roy, and Haroon also going to come into this one with a little bit more tenacity and aggression, I was going to say, before we get into it. You know, you kind of got the wake-up call in game number 1, realized, oh yeah, Flourish is playing for his, you know, season life right now. And so Haroon Sean definitely going to have to step it up and play to this level that Flourish is demonstrating so far.
Yes, indeed. Roy v. Byleth. Let's make it happen here. Ooh, Flourish, a big projectile there, and there. Oh, but goes down. An unfortunate SD facing the wrong direction on the recovery.
Yeah, I mean, an SD gonna cost you 2-2 now on the stock count between these 2. And Haroon Sean having a little bit of an advantage here in game number 2. Finding some success on the Roy swap.
Yeah, definitely finding some success. And Roy and Lucina, similar-ish characters. I always get in trouble when I say things like that. But sword fighter, you know, I mean, again, very quick, very speedy, right? I like the character switch, but again, it's not like you're going to a heavy. It's not like you're going to King K. Rool, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's not that significant of a switch, is the point I try to make. And now, Flourish, I mean, you see Haroon-chan has tightened things up with Flourish. I like what we're seeing, but there you go. Another one of those classic projectiles to get Roy off and out of the way.
Yeah, and here you see Flourish going to find the recovery up a stock, but not for long. We are 1 apiece going at it in game number 2. Haroon-chan desperately trying to avoid match point here, but if Flourish could find game 2, I mean, that would be massive for this series implications here, Thunder.
Yeah, we're either looking at series point or we're looking at a series that is even at 1 stage a pop. As the percentages climb together, we will find out who comes out victorious here on stage number 2. Flourish, Haroon. Who is it? Oh, both just barely missing and then just barely connecting on these moves, Skeptor. The shields go up and down.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and time again, we see it on some of these matchups here on Smash at MNVL. I mean, so razor tight between the two players. And we're seeing it right now in this series. You know, abilities being missed by near centimeters. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it is coming down. It's a game of margins at the end of the day.
Precisely it is. And both of these players trying their darndest to take this stage number 2. Haroon now up into those triple digits. Oh, he gets one-ish. Spiked off the bottom of the stage. A beautiful shot out of Flourish.
Wow, wow, wow. The fact that Flourish comes out in the end here with the spike finisher too. I mean, man, morale has got to be swinging high for this Byleth in the side of Flourish here, Thunder.
Oh,
sick
absolutely.
throw.
Yeah.
Into the follow-up. The edge guard spikes him off the dang platform and into the depths. I mean, it was a double whammy.
Yep.
Not a pretty way to go.
No. And a move that we often see out of, say, like Donkey Kongs or some of those other like big guys that'll pick you up and throw you around.
Get rolled.
Sort of thing, you know, yeah. You see that type of action, you know, bouncing somebody off the bottom of the stage. Out of characters like that, but the Byleth, that was an impressive one. And now Flourish, it's series point, man. On paper, it should be Haroon with the advantage, but I think we're seeing exactly how much work Flourish has put into this season, has also put into this character, and is now, setting himself up for success. Flourish is ready to go today, very clearly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say it, you know, Flourish's Byleth does not look like a 4-3 player, right? This is looking like a player capable of a 5-3, 5-2, even a 6-2, right? Like, I mean, the performance that we're seeing is against a tried and true MNVL Smash contestant in Haroon. And I mean, this is just exceptional work that we're seeing out of Flourish. And I mean, we'll see. It's time for reverse sweep action, you know, some madness to close out our regular season, or it's going to be Flourish putting a stamp and a dominant finish to the end of their respective regular season, Thunder.
Yeah. Yep, and we do not see the character switch. It is Roy v. Byleth once again. What I'm seeing here is Flourish finding all of the ways to keep the space and keep the range. Haroon has got to find a way to get inside and take advantage of the close range combat. Has got to start getting some of these higher damaging moves. But now, just taking a bunch from Flourish here.
Yeah. I mean, Flourish bringing the punishment in this series. It has been like that throughout the series so far, you know? Haroon almost approaching triple digits here early, Thunder.
Yeah, I think your comment to Flourish does not play like a 4-3 player, I completely agree. And I could not agree more. Flourish is out here playing like one of those top-tier players who could really go toe-to-toe with your DMs and your Phantoms and your Dead Maniacs. I really think it. So I'm excited to see. Now, does Haroon have what it takes to reverse sweep this and really prove why Haroon should be up there with the top dogs?
I mean, that's what it's going to take, right? You're now facing match point. You've kind of lost time to have mistakes or have step backs. Finding first stock in game number 3 definitely going to bode well for the side of Haroon, right? You're, like I said, match point, but just have we seen in every other game, it is stock for stock between these two. Such an even matchup that we have here to close out our night in our regular season, folks. Thanks for being here. As always, I mean, me and Thunder love doing it, right? Yep. Like, it's always a pleasure.
Certainly. And if you're not following MNVL on social media, make sure you do that as well. That way you can keep up to date with the not only the divisional playoffs, but also All-Stars and our state tournament that we have coming to you live here in a couple of weeks. It's going to be absolutely lit. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it is absolute cannot miss action.
Yep. Flourish at 110%. Haroon 74. Ooh, I lied. Flourish is 0%, but now down to that final stock. Haroon making a case for why he should really be back in this thing. Looking to take a stage off of Flourish.
Yeah. Good work coming out of Flourish. And gonna find a final stock now onto Haroon. but 64% already for this Byleth. I mean, not going to be an easy task by any means. And this is a dangerous Haroon we're seeing in game number 3.
Yeah, connecting on a metric ton of different things, and taking it to Flourish here. Flourish approaching those triple digits. This Byleth has really struggled on this particular stage against Haroon, but now a couple of solid moves here. Oh, there it is for the Roy. Goodbye, Haroon. Gonna take a stage off of Flourish.
A much needed win for Haroon there. Now finding himself down 2-1 in the series, so only behind a game, but now serious, implications on the line. We're either looking at pushing things to a game 5, right? Or game 4, rather. Wait a second. 2-1 in the series. I'm trolling. Game 5 is what you're looking at pushing things to, right? So, I mean, for Haroon, the stress is a little bit off, right? You're like, all right, we got the win under our belt. We're starting to find a rhythm. And that Roy really, like you said, started connecting near the end of that match there, Thunder, starting to find his footing.
Yep. And looked great doing it. So I don't know if it was just maybe a bit of a mental switch in that Haroon found, okay, through 2 stages, I've figured out exactly what Flourish is really coming at me with, and I'm finding ways to exploit it, or I'm finding ways to get in on the backside of a move, or in some of that lag time, or whatever it might be, right? Whatever it was, Haroon found a way, and Flourish finally dropping a stage. Still plenty of breathing room, but that is not going to last long if Haroon continues to play that he did in that game right there in stage number 3. Also, Grillsy Bear, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate you.
There you go. What a guy, Grillsy Bear, hooking.
You're too sweet to me.
Hooking the team up. Hey,
Love it.
Pass a couple gifteds out if you can. Maybe not a lot of the viewership can, but if you got it, man, why not? Throw a gifted out in celebration of the regular season coming to a close. Flourish and Haroon looking to try to close out with a banger of a series, and Haroon trying to create the reverse sweep, folks. We've been here time and time again throughout MNVL's history. I mean, some historic reverse sweeps. I mean, as good as it can get, right? We've been spoiled with some of the treats we've been able to cast under.
Yeah, we have seen some really epic competition, I mean, not the least of which you mentioned right there, a reverse sweep in the state finals. We have cast before in our career together. We have seen
that was nasty.
Pretty much the craziest of the crazy. And so anything is possible here. No character switch either way. I would not expect it. And now, though, it's a Final Destination, if I remember correctly. A very open stage that I think plays pretty well to what Haroon is putting together.
Yeah, man. I mean, we are getting it going right now. This is the real deal. Game 4, Haroon Sean finding some early success and really trying to make this reverse sweep comeback a thing.
Yeah. Making a case for it certainly right now as Flourish well off the stage right there. That is a big up B for Haroon, connecting. And Flourish already to triple digits. This first stock might go quickly. Ooh, a nasty another up B. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Yeah, man. This is the Haroon Sean that we are used to seeing on broadcast, right, Thunder? This is serious work coming out from Haroon Sean.
The sheer brutality, Skeptor. And you're right. This is the Haroon we're used to seeing. Whew. Flourish gonna try to get back into this thing. It is just one stage. There it is. 2 stocks apiece now, and Flourish only at that, well, now 80%. I do think that this Byleth has a chance to get back in and finish this thing.
Yeah. I mean, Flourish at 81% here has to play a little bit more defensively sound. Can't give this Roy opportunities to find this this second stock in the matchup, right? Really has to come through. But that Roy does so much damage, Thunder.
Yeah. And as we've been saying, Haroon is finding more and more ways to get in and punish, right? There you go. Another punish against this Flourish.